House hacking, the #1 strategy for not only just millennials, but anybody at all.
I know a place where we can go. I know a place where we can go, where we are safe, where we are known. I know that there's no place like home.
Hey guys, Andy Howe here, local real estate agent and enthusiast. Today we're going to be talking about house hacking, and I'm not talking about a cybercrime, but I am talking about a financial cheat code. Be sure and stick around until the end of the video. I'm going to give you my top tips on what to look for when you're looking to house hack. Before we get started though, if you would reach down, hit that subscribe button. We've been making what we think are really awesome videos about Columbus, and we'd really love for you to subscribe, get your opinion, what we can do better. So thank you so much. House hacking is a term used for when somebody buys a small multifamily property, think duplex, rents out one side, lives in the other side, and the rent is either subsidized or, in a perfect scenario, the one side pays the whole mortgage. I first got introduced into house hacking way back in about 2001. I was an intern at Northwestern Mutual, I guess 21-year-old kid then. My job was to go out and basically be a financial planner as a 21-year-old. Very hard. So anyway, my partner and I get this interview with this guy who we find out through the course of our, finding about what his financials are, has a ton of money, and he's at home on like a Wednesday afternoon and doesn't work. So we were asking him, geez, like very quickly the tables turned. We weren't the experts, clearly. And we said, how'd you get started? How did you create and amass this, this great lifestyle for yourself? And he said, well, very simple. I bought a duplex, lived in half, rented out the other half, lived there a few years, did it again, did it again, did it again. It took me though, I found that out at age 21, it took me till I was about 33 to actually implement that. Better late than never. He didn't call it house hacking then, but that's what people are calling it now. And again, it's essentially buying a small multifamily property, duplex, triplex, quadplex, and renting out space. You can even house hack with a single family property. The whole idea is create space that you can rent out. So whether that be finishing a basement, finishing an attic, maybe renting out a room in your house, maybe splitting a large bedroom to create more bedrooms you could rent out. You can do all these things in a single family house. Maybe you build an accessory dwelling unit, another unit, say above your garage, if zoning allows. All these things are in the house hacking playbook, if you will. So let's be honest, this is such an important topic to me, and I think you guys should be compelled to maybe take some action. Housing is one of the most expensive monthly items in most Americans' budget. So whatever you can do to attack that line item, lower it, is gonna probably be a huge boon for your finances. But I wanna explore some other things. I think first of all, this isn't gonna be for everybody. I mean, part of the downside is going to be, I think there's some negative connotations, potentially being a landlord, and depending on who your tenant is, it can be, maybe not ideal to live next to your tenant. But again, I think the risks greatly outweigh the sacrifice that you got to make. So let's talk about advantages. The first advantage is low risk passive income. You're going to be living right next door to your tenant, so you're going to have a good eye on any potential problems that might rise up. You're going to be able to keep the tenant in check, hopefully, and you're going to get to learn all about the property, being a landlord, what it takes to maintain it while you're living there. That is awesome. 2, tax benefits. Now, I am no tax advisor, so talk to a professional. However, I do have experience, being that I have done just this very thing. You have all these write-offs once you have rental properties. You potentially can get property tax deduction, mortgage interest deductions. You've got maintenance and repairs that you can deduct. And the biggest, my favorite one, kind of like magic, depreciation. All these deductions go right against your taxable income. So that is huge, especially if you have W-2 income. Now, the next benefit I love about house hacking, a lot of people are doing this already. If you are leaving town, going on an extended vacation, say, why not rent out your place? Most people do this through Airbnb. This is just another strategy. You could house hack this way. and implement immediately. The next is the lending environment. Most investment properties, you need to put down 25% of the purchase price in order to buy that property. Well, if you're gonna house hack, lenders are going to look at these duplexes specifically as a single family household. So that means if you use FHA financing, you can put down 3.5%, and that's huge. My last benefit is you can live in a property for way cheaper than you could if you just bought a single family home. I wanna walk you guys through an example. Let's go check it out right now. So I thought it'd be really helpful to walk you guys through an example of what a real life, real world house hack looks like in today's market. I'm here on Adams Avenue in Old North, which is halfway between Clintonville and the University District. And I'm standing in front of a duplex, typical duplex here, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath per side. Asking price is $365,000. Now say you're really smart and you took my advice and you took advantage of this FHA 3.5% down on a multifamily property like this duplex. $365,000, you're putting 3.5% down. Don't forget about closing costs. Let's just call it 5%. That's $18,000. Your loan is gonna be $352,000, and that should cost you about $2,100 per month, give or take, depending on your credit, of course. Now, in this neighborhood we're currently in right now, a 3-bedroom, half of a duplex would rent for between $1,200 and about $1,400. So let's just say you rent the one side out for $1,300. Subtract that off your $2,100 a month mortgage. That means you're only responsible for $800. Now, there is not a place in Old North that's 3 bedrooms that you can rent for $800. So in this instance, purchasing this is cheaper for you than renting. Not to mention all the tax benefits that are gonna come with owning property. All right, what you all been waiting for, top tips on what to look for if you are looking to house hack. The first thing I look for is the area. You're gonna want an area that is not 100% renters around you. You don't want tons of multifamily around you. Rather, you'd have a mix of owners and renters. So that's the first thing to look for, because those neighborhoods are gonna be most attractive to prospective tenants. Next is the property. In general, when you are looking at properties to potentially do this with, look at it through the lens of, how do I create value? This is the part that I absolutely love about real estate. Real estate's art and science, this is the art. You can take this vision in your mind's eye and manifest it in reality. I love that. So when you're looking at these houses, look, can I turn this large bedroom into 2 bedrooms? Can we refinish the basement? Can we finish the attic? What, can we move a kitchen? What can we do to add value here? That is a cool part. Next, you're gonna wanna have great proximity to public transportation, and ideally you're gonna want great schools. Great schools almost always mean great renters and solid demand from prospective renters. Next is, I'm not gonna get too much in the weeds here, but the next thing to look for is the 1% rule. Now, this is getting harder and harder to get in today's market, but just try to get as close as you can. So in general, it says if you buy a $300,000 property, you want the income to be either rents at least $3,000 a month. If you do that, you'll cash flow almost every time. So look for that. Right now, you are going to have to do some heavy lifting, value creation to get that. And that brings me to the next thing. Choose a property that fits your ability level. You know, when you first get into this, you're not gonna know much about house maintenance, dealing with tenants, so take it easy. Choose something that is not a complete fixer-upper. For instance, when we started, we bought this property, it needed nothing. Now, we put a 6-foot privacy fence up, we changed the linoleum floor and added some patios and repoured a sidewalk. But we wrote checks for all that and got to kind of be witness to you know, the contractors doing the work, seeing how it goes. So take it slow. Our next property, we remodeled kitchens and baths, and then the third one we totally gutted. So start slow, start small to make sure you're successful. Now, just to wrap it up here, guys, house hacking, I think everybody should do it for their first home. It's a great way to get ahead financially. And further, I think 10 years down the line, you're gonna look back on the moment that you started your first purchase with a house hack. You're gonna be so grateful. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, any comments, hey, share your experience of house hacking with me. Would love to hear it. Thanks for watching again, and have a great day.